we're trying something new this time.
I hate newness things.
We're going to try it anyways.
Okay. Welcome to the Going Analog Podcast, a podcast in which we talk about games, but sometimes you're stuck with just me and Shoe. So I'm your host, Christina, and we are trying something new today. We're going to chit-chat about one game and one topic instead. And so we will be returning to having guests on sometimes, but we do have to admit we were too last minute this week and we have no guests. So hi.
Yeah. So this will be a shorter episode, but then let's see how it goes. If more people enjoy a shorter format, we're going to try to figure out how to shorten our shows with the guests. So wait and see.
Okay. But if you like us talking a long time, let us know also. That's weird. But anyway, yeah. So we have some exciting games to talk about today. The first one we wanted to highlight.
Well, let's tell them our topic too.
Okay, fine. So our first game that we're going to talk about will be coming up very soon. It will be very seasonal and appropriate for this time of the year. And the topic we were going to dive into later will be push your luck dice games. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to talk about that. They're dumb fun. I mean, usually the issue is dice hate me. So we will talk about that also. Okay, so the game we wanted to highlight today is from Hot Banana Games. It is their new game, Moon Bunny. So if you remember a couple years back, they put out a beautiful dim sum themed game. What was
Steam
it?
Up.
Called Steam Up, right? With very cute little squishy dim sum parts, and you were collecting dim sum for your little animal dim sum eating guest. Okay, so in Moon Bunny, we are celebrating the Mid-Autumn Festival, which is a traditional huge holiday in China and other parts of Asia. So during the Mid-Autumn Festival, you traditionally go and you exchange mooncakes with family and friends. And then during the Moon Festival, which is on Monday, so this podcast will come out a little bit after, but you can still celebrate for a while after, you go and share some mooncake, maybe a few slices, some tea, or another hot beverage, and you admire the moon together. So it's a lovely tradition, and I have made some Moon Bunnies, Moon Bunny themed mooncakes, I guess. So I made some snowskin mooncakes. One's strawberry in the middle with custard, and the other one is mango inside the custard also, because I traditionally find the more traditional mooncakes to be very heavy, and you have to buy a whole box usually, and then I can never finish it. So I made these snowskin ones instead. Also,
I'm not Chinese enough, I guess, because I also don't like the mooncakes with the salted egg yolk in the middle.
They have their charm.
Yeah, and I was never a fan, even when I was little, but I do like the ones you made. Christina made these, and we played Moon Bunny yesterday to kind of really, it was more about playing the game than it is to celebrate Mid-Autumn Moon Festival.
We're very Chinese.
Yeah, we're so Chinese. But but this is really cool because it's such a cute package. I remember walking by their booth and it just caught my eye before I even knew what booth I was looking at, because I was just like eyes low, scanning at the games. And I'm like, what is this? It's so cute, because the components inside, you play as little bunnies, right? That are jumping around the moon and then collecting either herbs or recipes in which to put those herbs into. Mm-hmm. So we're all bunny alchemists. And then it's like, right, there's a board full of all these different tiles, and you're moving your rabbits around, bunnies around, and collecting different tiles to put onto your board. And you want to arrange them a certain way to score certain points. You want to collect recipes that I lost because I didn't collect enough recipes. I was busy collecting herbs. There's sometimes you could collect a special power for them to use once per game. It's cool. But look at this box.
If you're watching on YouTube, is amazing, because if you have ever gotten a gift box of mooncake, it looks just like this. This would be a very nice box that you get from like your very rich uncle or something like that, uncle or aunt. And so it has this tab opening, and it slides out just like a really nice box of mooncakes. This is the collector's edition. So it does have a double layered board where all of the acrylic pieces, the tiles could fit in very nicely. They refill from this beautiful bag here. Oh, and these are so chunky and satisfying. So you have herbs on one side and they're dual use, because on the other side they play as recipes. and which are how you score. But the big thing that everybody's going to want to touch, besides these super cute bunnies, where are the mooncakes? They are right here. So they have mooncakes that some of the herbs come with, and they are also the really nice squishy plastic. So when you touch them, they're like great.
Yeah, they're kind of like, maybe they're rubber or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, they're tiny. You're not going to be able to see this very well if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, but they look like little tiny, like maybe thumb sized mooncakes. Thumbnail sized.
My thumbnail.
They're like printed. They have little ridges along the edge. I've just fallen in love with the game. The bunnies hop around a moon and are so cute, and then these little mooncakes, like that was enough to get me sold. But I would say, like gameplay wise, like I said, you're hopping around collecting different tiles. You have 2 different bunnies that you could switch between, but they have different movements. Like one could move orthogonally.
Strategic. About which bunny
because sometimes you need, like, I need that specific tile, and then but your bunny, like one of them moves sort of like a knight in chess, or not really. It can move 3 orthogonal spaces in any direction, but you can't backtrack. You can't end up in the same place adjacent to where you started. There's also another bunny that can move a straight line as far as it wants, without unless you hit other bunnies. You can't move through bunnies and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's very strategic in terms of like, where do I place these? How do I get to the thing I want? How do I get there before my opponents take that piece? So I did like this. I did like this game better than Steam Up. I think Steam Up is like a very light experience, and it's great. That one's
definitely very family weight.
Yeah,
I would say Moon Bunny is like an older family game where you can play with kids and they can like have fun hopping around and collecting these tiles and stuff. But for a gamer, definitely a lot more decisions to make, a little bit more planning, because you have to position your bunny well or switch bunnies, in which case you have to give up a mooncake, which is a point if you don't use it. So definitely some fun decisions here. Really enjoyed it. I would play this every year during Mid-Autumn Festival. Yeah. And they would force me to make more mooncakes.
Yeah, make more mooncake.
You know.
Are we going to eat these?
Yes.
Okay.
You can eat it while I'm talking.
Yeah.
So diving in, we wanted to talk about Push Your Luck dice games.
Yes.
So we have a lot of very cool new games that have come out within this past year that we wanted to highlight. And then we want to talk about some classic games that make me think like, ooh, yeah, I want something that's just a bunch of dice rolling. I want to see like if I'm lucky today. Usually I'm not. So Shoe's busy eating. So I'm going to talk.
My mouth will mooncake right now.
Let's talk about this upcoming game called Rolly. Really fun game. Rolly is a game that is very, very simple on the surface. And so on your turn, each person takes a turn rolling the dice, and you're trying to, hit certain things. Each die has a 0 side, 1, 2, 5.
0, 2, 5, 10, and an R.
Yes.
Wait, that's only 5 space. Anyways, the die faces...
and a -5.
And a negative 5. They correspond to different bills, paper bills that you see. So you see stacks of the -5s, stacks of the 0s, stacks of the 2s, and 5s and 10s. When someone rolls a die, everyone at the table will pick one of the 2 dice, and then pick up a paper bill of that's represented there. So if Christina rolled a 0 and a 5, she can pick a 0 bill or a 5 bill, and I could pick a 0 or 5 bill independently. But we both must pick amongst those 2 dice. But why would you pick a 0 or -5 bill? Because that's how much money you're collecting, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most money wins. It's because alongside those bills, there's going to be bonus tokens. So at the end of the game, whoever has the most -5s could win $100 bonus chip. And there's a second place and a third place for those. And then the 0 chips are a little bit less. The 2 chips are a little bit less. The only ones that don't get a bonus chip are the $10 bills. So you can go for the $10 bills and get more money right there. Mm-hmm. Or you can try to compete to have more of certain lower value bills than your opponents to get these bonus chips that could give you a lot of money. And they make a huge difference at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it's a push your luck game, though. So as you're rolling, you can definitely bust out. And so, do we yell Rolly in this game, or is this just...
I think you just made that up.
I just made that up.
Yeah.
So on your turn, each person is sort of like being the roller in craps or something like that. You take turns rolling, and so every time you have... the dice come out, you can choose which bill you want to take, of course. But anytime somebody rolls doubles, then they have crapped out, essentially. So at that point, if you have not banked and you're still in, then you have to get rid of all of your bills of the number that showed up. And if it's a double R, you lose all of your bills completely.
I thought you just lost everything.
I thought it was just the number.
I might have been playing wrong. I thought if you have that bill in your stack, then you've lost.
Oh.
I think that's how it goes.
Okay.
In any case,
anyway, it's bad.
Yeah, you're risking, because the longer you stay in, the more money you could collect. But if anyone rolls a double, then you could be in big trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the basic idea.
So that's your push your luck element. And so you're aiming to bank, but then also like, but are they going to keep rolling? Maybe I should have stayed in, got even more money, things like that. And also vying for majority of those bills, even when they're sort of crappy. So that can be a huge game changer and a really interesting aspect of rolling, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, we really like this game. It's weird because every time
I thought one of those cakes was for me, Shoe. Okay,
anyway. Just sitting here, and I haven't had breakfast. So.
Okay, sure. Anyway.
Well, I'm not sure when really will come out exactly, but...
sometime this year. So this is going to be very new, so watch out for that. We had a lot of fun with it so far. We've showed it to a lot of people.
All right. Next is Emerald Skulls from Thunderworks. This is a really interesting dice game. It's definitely push your luck. And the idea is you have 3 dice to start with to roll. And then as you roll, you can earn more gears. And then later you can spend more gears to roll more dice to be able to do better things. There's a skull in the middle of the table with different spaces to put these dice. And you have to build from the bottom up. So there's a couple of spots in the taste section. Sorry, I've still got mooncake in my mouth.
Our editor is going to tell us we should not be eating while we do this show. So the bottom level is the mouth, and that's when you roll 1s or 2s. You can place them into the mouth for 1s and 2s. The nose would be 3s. And then you can put a lot of dice on those first 3 levels. But once you hit up to the eyes, that's where your 5s are 1, 2, 3, 4s are going to go. Right? Yeah, 4s are going to go. And then you can only put 1 die each into those positions. And then the highest value, the 5, is going to go on the very top. And there's only one spot for that position also. Right. The tricky part, that's the, push your luck aspect, is definitely that once you place some dice onto a level, you can never place dice below it anymore. So if you're trying to commit to going to higher dice values, then you're giving up your option to place them on lower areas. Except for a couple aspects which add a lot of really interesting choices to this game. I only gave you 5 die faces. So there's also a skull, which is going to act as a wild. And so the wild will help you go and make certain combinations. It will help you reach your goal, whatever that might be, which we'll talk about real soon. But in different ways, when you sort of finish your rolling, skulls, although they helped you get there, may not count for points. So you have to balance your skulls with, straight die rolls, basically. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really fun because what you're doing here is the higher you can go, the more dice you can place, the more rewards you can get. Mm-hmm. And those rewards are worth more at the higher levels. So you're trying to decide, but if you fill them up, if you go fill up the 2 4 eyes, your only spot left is a 6. And if your next die roll is
it's 5.
Oh, 5. Sorry. And if you don't hit that 5, then you have busted, right? Because you can't place your dice, like Christina said, lower than any previously placed dice. So that's kind of the risk that you have to take. Do I want more rewards, but I risk not being able to place the dice? Meanwhile, the other players at the table are sort of betting on what's going to happen
in semi-real time. Yeah. Actually,
so it's kind of fun because there's this betting. Everyone's watching you roll. You're I'm getting ready to roll. Place your bets, and then people are deciding and there's a bunch of different cards on which you could bet. So each game could feel very different from the other. So, for example, in a recommended beginner setup, it's is the roller going to bust? Meaning they're going to roll and can't place any dice. Will the roller chicken out, meaning the roller will decide to purposely withdraw and just kind of stay with what they have and then not continue rolling? Or will the roller fill up all the teeth? Or will the roller fill up the entire skull? So there's all these different bets that you can make that can earn you points as well, or gears that you're going to spend.
Which are points.
Gears are ultimately points, but like I said, you could also spend them to roll bigger. So if you don't want to roll 3 dice, you want to roll 4, 5, 6, 7 dice, you can spend gears to do so. So you're spending your points to get access to potentially more, or to get access to more dice, but potentially more points as well. But it's also riskier.
It's pretty costly. We definitely had a friend go and pay for the max number of dice and, end up losing it all. So that definitely happens. So, with dice rolling games, I've mentioned dice hate me, but, when you have ways to ameliorate die rolls, that can actually help. So one really funny, interesting aspect that adds a lot to this game is the 3s that go in the nose. You can pick the nose of the skull, and that lets you re-roll your dice. So if you have a die roll that you don't like, then if you place a 3 into the nose, then you can take it out and re-roll and hope you do better. So that's an aspect. If you leave the 3s there as income, then you also get a little cube that will let you do re-rolls or add cubes in a later turn too. So there are ways to adjust for crappy rolls, which I tend to have. So.
Yeah. And there's also, that's one of the possible bets you could pick for the game is like, will the roller pick their nose?
And then also crash out also.
Yeah. So a lot of cool ways. And then I like that there's so many different types of bets. So you can kind of customize and make every game feel very different from each other. But definitely, that game I did really poor. Our last game of Emerald Skulls, I did super poorly. I was just like, everyone was like making the right bets, and like my bets were never hitting. My dice rolls were not going my way, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah. It's not quite a party game. I think there's a little enough strategy there that we all decided we're like, I don't know if we would call this a party game because it's not like light and loose and chaotic enough. So it's like a strategy game with party elements, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played up to 6, I believe. But yeah, it's a good time. You just have to make sure people understand how the bets work, because then you get to, whoever puts their thing down first gets the better payout. So that's the tricky part.
Yeah, up to 6 players.
Another game I have that's new is Pina Cola Dice. So Pina Cola Dice, we've actually taken, it's very thematic because basically you are, thematic in that the name is thematic, I guess. We've taken it to a pub to play, which was super fun. And you are rolling dice to make different number combinations. And when you do, you get to claim spots within this tableau that has been randomly placed out. And you're just trying to make these different combinations. Do I sort of keep going so that I can get this massive straight because I really want this spot? Or do I just go with, I got a pair of 2s. That's good enough. It'll give me a few points. It's a very quick game because one aspect besides getting the points that I'm aiming for, your win condition is a certain number of points. Or you can have claimed certain spots to make a full straight line throughout the thing, like a massive tic-tac-toe situation. So you could tactically win by that method also. Mm-hmm.
I think this game's called Pina Colada Dice.
Pina Cola Dice.
Like Pina Colada.
Fine.
But so the tiles that you're placing the dice on at the center of the table, it's a 4x4 grid. But they're the same kind of papery material as you see on, like bar coasters, like disposable coasters. So it makes you feel like you should bring it to a bar. And we've done that a couple of times. Yeah. It's like very portable.
Just don't put your drink on it. It's fine.
Yeah, I think then I get worried because I'm like, I don't want condensation or drinks like dripping onto and getting absorbed into these. But yeah, like there's a bunch.
Maybe Yellow does want you to do that, so you buy another game.
Yeah,
another coffee.
But we broke it out, and we're like, one night we were going to pub trivia, and we're like, we have 20 minutes before the trivia was supposed to start, so let's just play this. And it's like easy to teach. People just like all gathered around and we're just playing a quick game, but very easy, quick, nice game.
And it is thematic because your little pieces, which I forgot to like open this box, are little like cocktails and stuff like that. So it's super cute. You can put your little margarita glass meeple thingy onto your positions to try to win by making a straight line or that goal number of points.
Yeah. Not the deepest of games, but it is a game I think you can easily play, except for the alcoholic drink theme of this, that you can play with kids very easily.
Okay, teaching underage drinking. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of non-alcoholic mocktails out there these days, so maybe it's a mocktail game.
All right. Next is a game we previously mentioned at our Gen Con coverage is Mythical Dice. Now, this is roughly based on Skull Kings, the trick-taking card game, and I have looked into this. I should ask. I didn't do a ton of research, but from what I say, I'm like, I can't tell what the actual relationship is because it's not the same designer, but it may be inspired by. But the basic idea is you're going to draw from a bag different colored dice. Like, so in round 1, everyone at the table will draw 1 die. Round 2, everyone draws 2 dice. And there are several, as you can see on the cover, several different dice. The red, yellow, purple, grays are numbered, but they're numbered differently. And you have a player screen that you're kind of hiding your dice behind that will show you the values. So, for example, the reds range from, I think, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7 are the values. The gray dice, however, are 7, 1, 1, and 3 white flags, which is an automatic loss. So after you take your dice, you're going to roll them, or you don't roll them yet. You hide them behind your screen so other players don't know what colored dice you have. And then you're going to you go mythical or Minotaur. And then it's a chant, just similar to Skull King, where you say, yo ho ho. And then everyone will throw out a number with their hands and indicate how many tricks they think they could win that round. So let's say it's round 5 and we go Minotaur and I put out 2 and Christina puts out 4. That means I think I could win 2 tricks and she could win 4. Then, like a trick-taking game, one person leads, will take out a die and roll their first die, and then pick a color and then roll it. So then that's the lead color, and then you have to follow the color if you can. If you can't, you don't lose. Unlike card games, you still are just comparing the total value, the value on the die. So if I roll a 5 and Christina rolls a 6, she will win no matter what color dice, but she has to follow suit if you can. Now, so what you're doing is when you're bidding for this, you're basing it on like, I have a bunch of red dice. I think I'll do well. I'm going to bid higher.
Mm-hmm.
Or I have a bunch of gray dice. These are going to mostly do bad. I'm going to bid really low. And you'll get a certain amount of points. It's very similar scoring, exact same scoring as Skull King, basically. But I won't get into it. But basically, you'll get rewarded for meeting your bid or bidding 0 and hitting 0. Those are the big rewards in this game. Now, the thing is, they're dice. Mm-hmm. So your red die might not roll that 7 that you're hoping for, or your gray die might not roll the 5 bad faces that are on the face. We literally had our friend Nam play this game, and we were just dying. We were laughing so hard because the gray die is traditionally like, there's 3 white flags,
which means default. Yeah,
I give up. This is an automatic loss, except it's not automatic. He literally 7 times in a row, subsequent back-to-back-to-back rolls of the gray die, he rolled the 7. The one bad face that you don't want if you had a gray die.
One good face on the gray die.
Because you're rolling a gray die to lose the trick, and then all of a sudden he's been winning tricks that he didn't mean to win. So we're just laughing. We're like, what are the odds you're going to roll this straight in a row? But it was just hilarious. And then you want to talk about the special dice in here? The monster dice?
Oh, the monster dice?
There's a griffin, there's a minotaur, and then the siren, is it? I forgot the third one.
Yeah.
But in any case, all of these, there's 3 monster dice, and they're not all evenly distributed. On the player screens, they tell you how many of each are in the game.
Sort of like an elaborate paper, rock, scissors situation.
Yeah, so those monsters have a paper, rock, scissors situation where the minotaur beats...
The minotaur is going to beat the green guy.
The griffin.
And the griffin beats the heartbeat?
The blue die. But only if you roll them. And each one of those dice, the monster dice, have white flags as well. So you could also roll unlucky with the monster dice. But all monster dice beat all the previously named numbered dice. But then within the monster dice, if I roll a minotaur, I would beat Christina's griffin. But if I didn't roll a minotaur and she was a lone monster, her griffin would beat all the other dice. So it's really cool. You're just like basing your bid based on chance, and then what you think's going to happen, and luck, and then
and the dice will do it.
Yeah. If you're a big Skull Kings fan, which I am, this could go one of two ways for you, because I've seen this feedback from both sides. Like, I love it because I tell players when I teach this game, who knows Skull King, I'm like, if you like Skull King, this is almost exactly that, but more random. You're going to have to embrace the chaos that's going to happen, because that's part of the fun of Mythical Dice. If you don't like that chaos and you don't want luck kind of messing with your bid, Skull King is the better game to play. Like, I've had some Skull King fans who didn't like this. There's no strategy here. I'm like, yeah, it's a dice rolling game. It's going to be kind of crazy. So if you embrace that and you like games like Skull King, definitely check this out. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a hit with a lot of people in our groups too.
And then it's sort of a new old game. Martian Dice is a reprinting of a very quick little game from Calliope Games. You got me saying it the wrong way. Calliope Games. And in Martian Dice, I think this came out years ago, but this new edition, same game. It's just a ridiculous, super quick filler game. We love when you don't want to think and you just need to kill like 5 minutes or something before somebody else comes. Play a couple rounds. And so you have a whole bunch of dice that all have the same types of faces. You have cows, you have humans, you have chickens. They're all great. They're a point.
Those are the things we're trying to capture as Martians.
We are the Martians. That's true. That's the important part. We're trying to capture all of these weird earthling things to experiment on, because that's what aliens do. But at the same time, the humans aren't going to give up without a fight, so there are a bunch of tanks. So as we are trying to capture these different experiment subjects, then if we have a lot of tanks that we have to deal with, we have to make sure we plan ahead and that there are going to be death rays that will take care of the tanks for us at the same time. So as you're rolling them, you're trying to capture, if I get any of these experimental subjects, I get points. But I have to also make sure that I've got enough death rays to deal with any tanks that I've already rolled or am going to roll, until I end up with sort of an impossible roll, which happens very often too. So I normally hate dice games because I have horrible luck at dice. But this game is so dumb and great that I don't care. I will play this game. It's so quick and so fast that there's no commitment of emotions, I think, which I get in longer games that still use die roll. So
yeah, out of all the games we're talking about today, this is by far the simplest. It's super, super easy. There's nothing else in a game box other than dice and the instructions, and it's really easy to play. The dice are really cute. They're very black with almost like a neon outline of the chicken or cow or UFO, which is a death ray. But yeah, that's all you're doing is trying to if the humans are attacking you with their tanks, then you need enough UFOs to blast them away. But try to collect the Earthlings at the same time, because that's how you score your points. So pushing off danger with one hand, scoring points with the other. And of course, things aren't going to go your way because of dice. And you just keep passing dice around until someone hits the goal score, which I think is 20 or 25 or something like that. But yeah, it's a super light game. When we brought this back from Gen Con, I played it and then I bought it because I'm this is such an easy game to play. And we played it a lot, not because this was this is this evening's game, but it's hey, we're waiting for the other table to finish up. We have 10 minutes. Let me show you this, because I can teach it in 30 seconds and then we could play
start rolling.
Yeah, just start rolling and play a game within 5-10 minutes. Or in 5-10 minutes.
And super quick, of course, we're going to talk about some of our classic favorites that are push your luck die rolling games too that come to mind. So quick fire, what's one that we definitely have to talk about? Of course.
So one of the classic push your luck games that we both really love is Las Vegas Royale. So there's the original game is Las Vegas, and then there's this version is Las Vegas Royale, which adds mini games. But the idea is there's 6 different casinos, each assigned to a die number. So there's a 1 casino, 2 casino, 3 casino, and so on. Each one of those casinos has a couple of bills that were distributed. There's a system that the 6th casino has more valuable bills. So it might have an 80,000 bill and a 90,000 bill. And then it's area control from that. So you roll a bunch of dice in your color and you have to decide. You could pick all of one value. So you could I could take all my 4s and place them, or all my 3s and place them onto that numbered casino. And then you take those dice out, put them in a casino. Whatever's left over, you take for your subsequent rolls. Then your opponents do the same. And then at the end, the short version of this is whoever has the most dice at that casino will win the higher value bill from that casino. Second place will get the second bill. Everyone else at that casino will not get anything. So if you maybe want to put all your dice into the 6 if you can to win that, but you don't want to spend all of your dice because you want to win money at other casinos as well. But the best part about this game, this little ingenious little thing is...
They added in the Royale version.
Well, no, I think the original had this too. The tie. What was I going to talk about? Is the tie.
Oh, the tie.
So if I put in 3 dice in Casino 5, Christina puts in 3 dice in Casino 5, they cancel each other out. So even if someone else only put in 1 die,
they win.
They would win because the 3s cancel each other out. So there's a lot of like judging that, trying to predict what's going to happen, hoping you don't get that number that causes a tie, and then your whole area is wiped out.
Or maybe you go in to tie somebody on purpose because that's their leader. Whatever.
So it's a lot more fun because you're just rolling a ton of dice and picking out what you want to do. Yeah, and then and you get fewer and fewer dice because all these dice are placed out. But just Las Vegas Royale on its own is a lot of fun.
And then the mini games to like sort of entice you to play some of the lower value casinos, as you know, a real crappy casino would. There's other fun mini games, and so they're like the ridiculous ones. We bring this to Vegas for Dice Tower West every year and run a little tournament. And we started, developing chants for some of the mini games, and so they're really fun. They're sort of trying to psych out some of the other players, where you may be doing an A/B sort of thing, where I have all these possible rewards, and I'm going to put a bunch of tiles here and only 2 here, and you're trying to get the most. You make a little mini game for the person who is playing that mini game. So these little mind games that add a lot of fun aspect to this.
Yeah.
So.
Or there's other chancy mini games of okay, roll. Now guess if your next roll is higher or
literally
lower.
Push your luck.
And then it's like the prizes get better if you can make it, but then if you crap out, you get nothing. Or there's other mini games that have gray dice that are just neutral that you get to put out to help block and make those ties so that you can win from behind. So a ton of mini games. I don't believe this is in print anymore, but there are used copies flying around. I do wish someone would come in and make a modern version of this because the mini games are so ugly in this version. It was like someone just pasted together with not even clip art. It's just like the simplest shapes and no colors. It's just very drab compared to all the colorful dice in this game. So someone please get the rights to this and remake and modernize a version of Las Vegas Royale, because this is a fantastic game.
And of course, can't talk about Push Your Luck dice games without talking about King of Tokyo, right? So this is the Dark Edition, very fancy. But King of Tokyo, classic Richard Garfield game where it's Yahtzee with monsters, and that's pretty much, you've probably played it. If you haven't, then you should definitely get it because it's so fun with kids, with adults. They're just a bunch of dice with different faces on them where you could be attacking monsters. If you're outside Tokyo, you attack the monster inside Tokyo. If they run away, then you get to take the spot at the top of the hill and everybody else is trying to take you down. So you're trying to attack the other monsters, but maybe on the other hand, you're trying to generate energy cubes. Energy cubes let you purchase very powerful cards that help you win also. And then you can also score points because you can roll. What are the ones that give you?
1s, 2s, and 3s.
Oh yeah, literally point numbers. Yeah. And you can just add up the points that way. So a lot of
but you have to get 3 of them before you can score.
Before they
them.
actually score.
You only get a point, like a 1 point if you roll at least 3 ones.
But you can win by points also, right? So really quick game. It's basically Yahtzee-ish with really fun, crazy monster kaiju art and a classic.
Yeah, the powers are the best thing in this game because it might be something gives you an extra die or something protects you or something lets you do re-rolls and things like that.
We're supposed to do this quickly. We're trying to do a short game.
Really
Stop talking.
And then one last one, honorable mention, is the weird one when Christina was looking up Push Your Luck games on Board Game Geek. She mentioned
Feast for Odin. If you think about it, there is a Push Your Luck die element to it when you go hunting or raiding or pillaging.
It's like this heavy Euro game. As she mentioned it, I'm like, what? How's that Push Your Luck? And we're like, there is a Push Your Luck thing in it.
Yeah. So hope you liked our overview. Let us know if this was short enough. Should we have been less long-winded? Shorter-winded? I don't know. Or maybe you like us talking more with more topics.
Do you want us to be long-winded?
Yes. Or short-winded. We'll see. And thanks so much to our editor, Mike Zipkin, for editing us, making us sound great. And now you can stop listening and go play a game. Bye.
Bye.